What if the obstacle you fear the most is actually the doorway to your biggest breakthrough? Maybe your Goliath isn't a giant warrior. Maybe it's that new career that you're hesitating to pursue. Maybe it's the apology that you're afraid to make. Maybe it's the dream that you feel is just out of reach. Today, we're unpacking one of history's oldest and most powerful lessons about courage, preparation, and overcoming challenges. And this is the story of David and Goliath. Before we dive in, I'd like to invite you to share in the comments about what giant you're facing right now. Let's talk about it. Let's face them together. So, the story begins about 3,000 years ago. Two armies, the Israelites and the Philistines, are locked in a standoff. Instead of full-on battle, the Philistines they send out a champion, Goliath. See, Goliath is a giant. He's over 9 feet tall, covered in bronze armor that is gleaming in the sunlight, and he's wielding weapons so heavy no ordinary man could even lift him up. It is said that the tip of his spear weighed as heavy as a bowling ball. Every morning and evening for 40 days, he taunted the Israelites, his voice echoing across the valley, daring anyone who wants to fight him to step up. Fear paralyzed the entire army, and the king, nobody is moving. Then comes along David, a young shepherd boy. He's not even a soldier, and he's not supposed to be there to fight. He's just bringing food for his brothers. When David hears Goliath's challenge, something stirs up inside him. Unlike everyone else, David doesn't see an unbeatable giant. He sees an opportunity. So, David takes on the challenge. He agrees to go fight this giant. But what's more, he refuses to take the heavy armor that is offered to him from the king. He steps into this battlefield with his sling, 5 smooth stones, and a deeply rooted belief that he was ready. And of course, for those who are religious, he also had belief in his God. And with one well aimed stone, he took down the giant. Goliath fell. Obviously, this is a well known story from the Bible and has been referenced many a times by different people. I gleaned several lessons that can be applied towards personal development and mental health, and I just wanted to share those with you today. Throughout our lives, we will encounter several Goliath moments. There's usually certain things that are present in those moments, one of which is uncertainty about the outcome. And secondly, everyone, friends and family, well wishers, will typically think and communicate to you to play it safe. Stick with what you know, stick with what is working. But like David, you have to remember that giant problems have the power to transform your life. Your giant might look a little different, but the principles for facing it remains the same. That brings us to the lessons from this story. Lesson number one, you do not have to fight like everyone else. See, David was offered the king's armor and his sword, the proper way to fight, especially if you're going to go fight a giant. But he turned it down. It didn't fit him. It wasn't his style. He wasn't trained for it. Instead, he trusted the tools that he knew, his sling and his stones. In your battles, you don't have to fight the way other people expect you to. You don't have to follow the same blueprints that everyone uses. Your strength often lies in your authenticity, your unique gifts, your skills, and your instincts. See, victory doesn't come from better armor. It comes from using what's natural in your hands and preparation. So ask yourself, what is my sling? What are my stones? What unique abilities or perspective do you bring that others might overlook? But David's courage wasn't just about choosing a different strategy. It ran much deeper than that. And that brings us to lesson number two. Courage comes from conviction, not circumstances. See, David saw the same Goliath that everyone else saw, but he interpreted the situation differently. Everyone else saw an unbeatable enemy. David saw an opportunity to demonstrate what he believed was possible. And for those who are religious, he also had a strong belief in his God. See, fear magnifies obstacles, conviction shrinks them. Personal battles often feel impossible, not because they are impossible, but because fear has distorted it in your mind. Conviction is a quiet, grounded belief in your ability to respond. And this matters more than how big the challenge actually looks. Think about it. How would your current challenge look differently if you viewed it through the lens of possibility instead of fear? But here's something that's easy to miss. David didn't just show up and suddenly become courageous on that day at the battle line. And that brings us to lesson number 3. Preparation happens in private before it is seen in public. Long before he ever faced Goliath, David was preparing. He did not know he was preparing for that battle with Goliath. As a shepherd boy, he spent countless hours perfecting his aim with the sling. When lions and bears threatened his flock, he fought them off. No audience, no applause, just duty, determination, and practice. See, those small hidden battles built his skill, his resilience, and his confidence, preparing him for the big moments. Likewise, the work you do in private today, the disciplines, the small wins, the private struggles are shaping you for a future battle. When your Goliath comes, you won't rise to the occasion, you will rise to the level of your preparation. So then, what's your daily practice? What skills are you sharpening when no one is watching? I would offer that you build your preparation routine around these 3 dimensions. Physical. What strengthens your body and your energy? What are you doing daily to be optimal in your physical health? 2. Mental. What sharpens your mind and your skills? What are you doing daily to have optimal mental faculties? And 3. Spiritual or purpose. What are your values? What is your North Star? What is your life's purpose? Even 15 minutes daily in each area of these builds tremendous readiness over time. Going back to our lessons from the account, and when the moment came, David didn't try to control everything. He narrowed his focus. And that's lesson number 4. Focus on what you can control, not what intimidates you. See, David didn't waste energy worrying about Goliath's armor, his size, or the threats that he was saying. He focused on one thing and one thing alone, the thing he can control, his aim. When you feel overwhelmed, shrink your focus. You don't need to solve everything all at once. You just need to take your next step, make the next decision, say the next words. Big problems get solved through small, deliberate actions. I learned this when building this channel. Instead of obsessing over subscriber counts or comparing myself to established YouTube creators, I focus solely on making each video better than the last. That one focus point is my smooth stone. It is my focus point. So, what is the Goliath standing in front of you right now? Is it fear of failure? Is it a relationship that needs healing? Is it a dream that you've been too scared to pursue? Are you trying to wear someone else's armor, living by someone else's expectations, fighting with tools that don't fit you? Or are you ready to trust your own preparation, your own instincts, your own sling and stones? Remember, it is not about the size of the obstacle that defines the outcome. It is the size of your focus, your preparation, and your willingness to step forward. Even if fear is screaming at you to stay still, your sling and stones are enough. You are enough. The story that opened with a giant's taunt ended with a shepherd boy's victory. Your story can follow a similar arc. Here's my challenge to you. Take one small deliberate step today towards the giant that you're facing. Just one step. Then share it in the comments below, because action, not confidence, is what grows courage, and giants fall one stone at a time. I'd love to hear about your victories in the comments below. What giants are you facing? Or what's the first stone that you're going to cast? That's all I got for you today, folks. If this message has resonated with you, please like and subscribe to the channel for more insights that transform ancient wisdom into modern day breakthroughs. I'll see you in the next video.